Hey guys, what's up? It's Bonk from ProGaming.com, and we're here at CES 2012. And if you didn't hear, the Germans are coming. We're here at the Roccat booth, or Roccat. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but we're checking out the Isku keyboard. So, could you tell me a little bit about the features of this keyboard?
Yeah, in general, we have here a keyboard with a standard layout, but with a really large wrist rest, which guarantees you hours of stress-free gaming, since you have a really comfortable wrist rest for your hands in general. As you can see, we have only 8 additional macro keys, but in total we have 36 macro functions in general. I'm gonna explain you later why.
Okay.
Another cool thing about the Isku is that we have 6 different light levels, which means if you do not want to have it that too much light, it's no problem. Just plug it down a bit, and it's no problem.
Okay.
I think a lot of guys love making macros, especially the pro gamers.
Okay.
And we searched for a solution that they do not have to go out of the game if you get introduced to a new macro and record it in the driver. No. We have created the live macro recording function, which means you just simply press
select a macro key to
the
start recording.
The live macro recording button. Choose a macro
Enter
button.
Macro and press live record button again to save the macro.
Choose the button. Select what you want, which kind of command you would ever do, and press the record button again.
Macro recorded successfully.
And it's directly stored, including the live delays, which is very important for games like World of Warcraft, in the driver. So you can instantly use it without dropping out of the game and joining the game again.
Okay.
So I think nothing more easier than that.
That's great.
In addition, we have 5 different profiles again, like the same in the Roccat Cone Plus. Which means you have to set the profile one time, for example, for Counter-Strike. You make one time a profile for Counter-Strike, and every time when you launch Counter-Strike, the keyboard knows that you want to play Counter-Strike now and launches the profile automatically. When you switch back to Windows, of course, the Windows profile will be automatically loaded again.
Okay.
All right? Before I switch into the driver, maybe one other important thing is that we wanted to have a really, really stable stand with the keyboard. So even in the hottest gaming action, you will never lose the control about your keyboard. Since you see, it fits perfectly.
Oh yeah, that's great.
And a really, really stable stand.
Could you maybe tell me a little bit about this feature right here?
Exactly. That's what I wanted to show you next. We have thought about a lot about how the gamer can use his thumb button more than he's doing at the moment. Since at the moment, for example, for FPS games, you only use your thumb key for one thing, that's for jumping on a spacebar, right? I think no one of us will do a different thing. So we thought about what could be the perfect position without moving the hand to place macro buttons.
Okay.
And in our opinion, and as we heard so far from the users, the thumbstick keys, we call them thumbstick keys, it's a perfect position under the spacebar. So these 3 keys are fully programmable macro keys. You can do everything you want. Like from our Roccat Talk timer up to 500 macro actions, for example, from one macro. It's absolutely no problem. All right. Then I would like to introduce you to the driver. I think we have here the main controls again. We also have all the macro presets you already know from the Roccat Isku keyboard. So for people who are not aware of making macros, for all the blockbuster games out there, we have already pre-selected macros. These pre-selected macros are done by us, of course, but also, for example, for StarCraft 2 or Warcraft 3, we work together with a lot of pro gamers who told us, hey, this could be a shortcut, this could be a good macro, and we included this into our driver.
Great.
Yeah, of course. All right, that's it. Then we're moving into the easy zone control. We call this easy zone. From 1 to 5, down to Z to B. All right. We thought about, okay, gamers who play a lot of World of Warcraft, MMO stuff, League of Legends, wants to have macro functions, of course, but what they do not want to have is moving their hand out of their normal position to the right of the top of a keyboard to execute a macro function, because then at this time they're losing control about their movement.
Right.
So we thought, okay, what could we do? The Roccat Isku keyboard is the world's first keyboard introduces Roccat Easy Shift function again, which means we have the Easy Shift button included. As long as you press the Easy Shift button, the normal keys from 1 to 5 down to Z to be turned into macro keys, into fully programmable macro keys, which means you have a lot of macro functions directly available without moving your hand, without losing control about your game, but more functions available. And of course, the keyboard, the layout stays clear without having too much keys on it.
That's great.
That's the Roccat Easy Shift. Maybe one interesting thing is if you own the Roccat Cone Plus gaming mouse and the Roccat Isku gaming mouse, you can let them talk or communicate to each other. So you have a real advantage, not only that you have both products from the same great company, no, you can also have a real advantage for you itself. It's, for example, there's a function in the Roccat, or a tool, function in the Roccat Cone Plus, which is called Roccat Easy Aim, which means when you are playing Counter-Strike, for example, and you are a high-sense gamer, you need, of course, a higher sensitivity. Right. But if you are using a sniper, for example, you maybe want to have a lower sensitivity for a better aim. Of course, you can make it with a DPI switch, but the easiest thing is just pressing one button, and as long as you press this button, you will have, instead of normal 1000 DPI, for example, you will only have 400 DPI.
Oh, okay.
So it gets you better aim,
okay,
since you do not have that fast moving thing. And the best thing is, some people feel maybe uncomfortable by pressing the mouse button while they're aiming, okay?
Right.
So what do you think about if you just press a key on your keyboard and your mouse is getting slower? And as soon as you release it, without any delay, it's getting to your normal speed again, to your normal sensitivity. So that's a real advantage. And of course, you can execute the Easy Shift level by pressing an Easy Shift key or button on the Isku.
That's great.
So
very good. Very impressive.
I think these are the most important features of the Roccat Isku. And of course, for our FPS guys, who always want to have no delays, this keyboard got a 1000 hard polling rate, which guarantees you 0 delay for every games.
That's great. So how much is the Isku for our US people?
The Isku would cost $89.99 for US people. So I think if you have a look at these keyboard and have a look at these lot functions, that's a very fair price.
Oh yeah, definitely the right price. Definitely the right price. And is this one set to release?
The Isku will be available as all of our other Roccat products in the US in end of February, beginning of March.
Awesome, guys, check out the Isku from Roccat. It's sick. Look at all this profile stuff. It's sick. It's sick. The Germans are coming. Anyways, for more coverage at CES, make sure to stay locked right here on ProGaming.com.